The Microsoft Surface Duo, the perfect DS emulator. Hey, what's up everybody? It's Frank again and welcome to my channel 16 bits or higher. On today's video, I'm going to talk about and share my experience with the Microsoft Surface Duo, which is a phone that I bought a little bit over 3 years ago. But before I begin, I would like to ask you, if you're new to the channel or if you haven't done so, to please subscribe and to give me a thumbs up. It really helps the channel a lot so that YouTube can share my video with more gamers and with people everywhere.
Alright, let's talk about the Microsoft Surface Duo. This thing was seriously ahead of its time when it first dropped. It's rocking a Snapdragon 855 CPU and an Adreno 640 GPU, which were top tier specs when it launched. And when you open it up, you're greeted by this gorgeous 8.1-inch dual AMOLED display with a resolution of 1800 by 2700 pixels. Folded down, and each side becomes a 5.6-inch screen with 1350 by 1800 resolution, still super sharp and vibrant. Now mine came with 128 gigs of storage and 6 gigs of RAM, but there was also a 256 gig version out there. The only catch, no micro SD slots, so whatever storage you get, that's what you're stuck with. It originally shipped with Android 10, but you can upgrade it all the way to Android 12 for a smoother, more modern experience. Camera-wise, it's got an 11 megapixel shooter that can record 4K video at 30 or 60 frames per second, or 1080p at up to 240 frames per second if you're using it forward facing. As a selfie cam, it's capped at 1080p at 30 and 60 frames per second, which is still decent. Now I'll be honest, I didn't buy this to use it as a regular phone. The calls, the camera, none of that really mattered to me. What I cared about was the power under the hood. Because when you compare it to something like the original AYN Odin, which had a Snapdragon 845 and an Adreno 630, the Duo actually has a bit more horsepower. So my main goal was to see if it could handle emulation. I'm talking about 3DS, GameCube, and PS2 games. But here's the thing, the results weren't exactly what I was hoping for. The performance wasn't bad, but it definitely struggled more than I expected. And honestly, I think the issue wasn't really the hardware. It's more about optimization. The Duo clearly has the power to perform. It just feels like the software isn't fully tuned to take advantage of it. So let's jump into some gameplay and I'll show you exactly what I mean.
When it comes to the DSi, I have no issues with it, especially because I'm running Drastic and the power that this device has. This is the perfect DS emulator. Let's just go with my favorite game, and that's gonna be Phantom Hourglass. And this thing looks beautiful. It looks amazing. The resolution is really high. I have it set to 3 times the resolution, and as you can see, the OLED screens make it pop and it make it look beautiful. And I can easily control it with my stylus. So I have no problems running the DSi on the Microsoft Duo. To me, it looks perfectly amazing. All right, let's try another game. The 3DS was a game that actually gave me a lot of problems, but I think that right now I have the Asahar emulator installed. It's been giving me less problems. The other thing is that I was able to install the new turnip drivers into that device, and now it runs perfectly well. There's a little, like a few glitches here and there, but they're not very noticeable. I'll show you right now when the game begins. Like when I was running the Citra emulator right here, it would kind of freeze for a second, then it would continue, and then I am going to need my controller, and that's where my Nikon comes in handy. Right, and as you can see, it's running pretty well. Before, like every few steps, and if you saw that little glitch right there, before it was worse. Like every few steps, it would have a little glitch. It would like freeze, and then it would continue. But now it's working much better, especially after installing those turnip drivers. Yeah, there's practically no freezing on this anymore. I love this game. This is another one of my favorite games. As you already could tell, I am a Zelda fan, and I love playing all the games, all the Zelda games, every single one of them. Now, the other game that has given me a lot of issues also in the past is PlayStation 2. And since on this one I can only use the top screen, what I'm going to do is I got an app called Duo Mono. And basically what that does is it darkens the bottom screen. It looks like it turned it off, but because this is an OLED display, it's actually showing you a perfectly black screen. Because if I move it here, you can see that it's still running, even though it looks like the screen has been turned off. But let's try Dark Cloud 2. On this one, if I'm not mistaken, I think I'm running it at 2 times the resolution as well. That's why the colors look so vivid. So the game runs fine now, but there's gonna be small there's gonna be like scenes where it actually you can see right there how it was skipping.
So what are you gonna do?
Yeah, it still has a little bit of a slowdown.
Stay as long as you like.
So it does give me a few issues. You can see it right there how it's slowing down. Yeah, you can still see the little glitches on this one. But that's the reason why I was saying that it did give me a few errors. Well, not errors, but it was kind of glitchy and stuff. So it does work for a lot of the systems, but on like this one here, it does give me those glitches. And if you want to play other games like Final Fantasy VII and other games that are like really graphic intensive, those you can really see where it slows down quite a bit. So when it comes to PlayStation 2, I wouldn't recommend this device. This is another system that gave me issues. We should be able to see them from the beginning right now. Now this one also looks like, ever since I installed the turnip drivers, it's running a lot better. But there's areas where there's gonna be like more enemies to fight, where it'll start freezing. So in conclusion, the Microsoft Duo is a really good device. It's pretty powerful and it can run a lot of different consoles, but is not as great as some of the new devices that are coming out. Like for example, the AYN Odin 2, which I have one of those as well, and that device runs games much better than the Microsoft Duo. So for the price that you are finding the device for, I do not recommend it, because you're getting close to the price of an AYN Odin 2 at least, and that device will run much better. The only advantage of the Microsoft Duo is that it has the dual OLED displays, which are beautiful. I mean, I can't deny it. They look amazing, but I would recommend going with the AYN Thor, because that one is actually the same thing as the Odin 2. It has the same processor, same CPU, same GPU, and it does give you the dual screen, but it's a lot higher right now. So, but that's what I would recommend. If you're able to get Microsoft Duo for a cheaper price, because I don't think you can get them new anymore. If you're able to get them at a low price, I would say try going for it. But if you can't, then I would say skip it and just try to get yourself an AYN Thor. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and I will see you again on the next one.